The general aim of ADRI seismic project is to exchange and systematize knowledge and practices to achieve the reduction of seismic vulnerability in the partner regions. So the activities of the second work package are focused on identifying expeditious and effective procedures for the assessment of seismic vulnerability and consequently for proposing seismic improvement techniques and assessment methods. The analysis of typical and representative case studies on the local building characteristics, the identification of the most appropriate analysis methods for the assessment of seismic behavior of existing buildings, and the most used and new intervention techniques allow to prepare a background of possible techniques to be linked with specific vulnerable features. In the first part of the project, the activities regarded the definition of the state-of-the-art, so a survey on the local construction techniques, on the current methods of expeditious assessment, and on the current intervention techniques had been completed among the project partners. The results of this year of activities are included in the first deliverables, as a synthetic cataloging of the current conditions in each involved country. This collection and cataloging operation will be the basis for the subsequent decisions, as it will allow identifying specific criteria for choosing the best intervention solutions. At the end of these survey activities, it was possible to draw conclusions, which allow highlighting similarities and differences between the actual approach in the various countries. About expeditious assessment methods, the in-depth study of the current way of dealing with the seismic problem in the partner countries highlighted very different approaches. Particularly, the Slovenian approach is very interesting. Here, a two-round assessment system was proposed. Immediately after the earthquake, expert commissions quickly inspect all construction facilities without detailing the damage. And in the second round, the commissions re-inspect only those facilities that were classified as temporarily unusable, describing in detail the type and extent of the damage. This allows a quick check of the state of conservation and a subsequent detailed study on how it was damaged. A similar procedure is used in Greece too. Then, the use of dedicated web applications in Slovenia and Albania is very useful, as they allow an easier compilation and, above all, the constant online availability of data. The expeditious pre-earthquake assessment procedures approved by local standards are available only in some countries, and their application is limited to specific cities or particular types of buildings. Actually, there are numerous scientific approaches with different levels of speed. Many of them focus on the study of facility curves, but this procedure becomes quick when a large number of buildings is modeled. The speed is achieved only in the second phase, when the detailed modeling has already been performed. Furthermore, they are applicable only for specific building types. So, by analyzing the methods currently available, we realize that the ideal approach is to assess the vulnerability of the existing heritage in historic urban centers must be performed out on several levels, with a first level of assessment to identify the buildings at greatest risk, and a subsequent analysis to refine the assessment. This process is currently not fully available in any of the partner countries, and anyway, there is no compatibility between the current processes. So the ADRI Seismic project aims to propose to share ideas and guidelines to face in a similar way the study of existing heritage. Moving on to construction techniques, we find strong similarities among the structural elements and types identified for the partner countries. There is a prevalence of construction solutions that use load-bearing masonry as a resistant structural materials, whether it is stone or brick. And the most common material for floors is wood. Some data relating to the differences in the various countries have also been mapped for the prevailing masonry types. The historical periods and the thickness of the walls are what mainly differs in the partner countries. The most common structural type is the ancient masonry one, with only limited local variation in the wall thickness and floor spans. For the reinforced concrete structural types, we substantially find a perfect match, with the exception of the more widespread use of reinforced concrete walls in some countries and instead of frame structures in others. However, the diffusion of these structural solutions in historic centers is very limited. The theme of rehabilitating and improving existing buildings, whether they are masonry or reinforced concrete buildings, is much felt in all the countries. Interventions using steel are very widespread, both for masonry buildings and for reinforced concrete buildings in all countries. The more traditional intervention techniques with pre-modern materials are still widely used. The intervention using reinforced concrete on masonry buildings are also known and used. Reinforced concrete interventions are not recommended in Italy, Croatia, and Albania, while they are among those most recommended in Serbia, Slovenia, and Greece. Respecting this variability of approaches, it is not possible to define which is correct and incorrect, but all current choices must be respected. Each country in recent years has developed its own particular approach according to its cultural trends, but also on the training of technicians and the operation of companies in the sector. Consequently, the in-depth understanding of the local choices in terms of seismic improvement will make it possible to build a very articulated database in terms of intervention as an effective component of the agri-seismic methodology and respectful of the approaches in the various countries.